When first playing 9 Souls, I felt like I saw the face of God. I was amazed by this beauty and gameplay, the fluid movements, the characters, the balance between technology and Taoism. Is this the Messiah, the promised savior, Lord's kingdom? Someone help me, I'm getting absorbed in this masterpiece. And then you played a little longer. Yeah, it's a decent game. I like it, it's fun. Though I'm not sure what got into me to say those words. It's just a game. Games are not Messiah. But still, it's a really good game. And then you played a little longer. You feel awkward. Something has changed here. I used to enjoy the colors. When did they become so dull? Why are there so many problems? Were they here at the beginning? What's happening? What is this nightmare? Who summoned Lucifer here? Is it all pointless? Is there no meaning to life? Are we all doomed? Now you might think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Just try the game and you'll see. But before buying 9 Souls and try it, watch this video as I talk about everything wrong with this game. I'm Old Soul, and if you enjoyed, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and check out my other videos. Thank you. If we're gonna aim all the issues, we need to divide them into 2 different chapters. The poorly designed elements that were there from the beginning, and then the ones that butcher the replayability worth of the game. Starting with the first chapter and what absolutely made me angry, the lack of any iframe. I'm sure everyone knows what iframe is, but for those who don't, it's that short period of time after getting hit by an enemy when you become invincible and nothing can hurt you for a moment. This mechanics is necessary for the character to get back on their feet and for the player to get themselves together. Unfortunately, 9 Souls developers didn't give a damn about iframe. It's almost non-existent. You might think this makes the gameplay faster, not letting the player to breathe for a second, but that's not true at all, because stuff like this happens. It's just bad design. Another problem, as I said before, is poor optimization. My laptop ran Cyberpunk 2077 as smooth as Tubi's buttocks, but with 9 Souls, I experienced lots of stutters and lags. Of course, there are lots of bugs too. The game is not polished like how an official release should be. Third one is how most of the side items are useless and pointless. There are lots of artifacts in the map which you can give to Shun. After you do this, you get some dialogues with him or engage in an activity that in the end has no meaning or point. Like, we give him this VR device, he uses it too much to talk with his parents, so we have to hack the device and warn him about the dangers of getting addicted to it. And he listens to us. That's it. No profound story or dialogue, no further mention of it, no additional item, nothing. So after a while you say, why bother giving him anything? Let's just play the game. I know we need to do this for the true ending to unlock, but even then, my point still remains. If this is gonna change the ending of the game, it shouldn't be this pointless. For instance, in Cyberpunk 2077, you need to agree with Johnny Silverhand in some specific dialogue events to be able to unlock a secret ending. But it's not just a bunch of irrational small talk. Most of the times, Johnny is insufferable and plain dead wrong. Exploring his truth and what it stands for gives you a new perspective of why he became the man he was, thus reaching a mutual understanding of each other, thus knocking on Arasaka's door, gangster style. The only useful side quest from Shun, if we can even call it a side quest, is this tree. It unlocks your way to upper levels and you get to open more chests and stuff. We close this chapter with the animation problem. Not always, but sometimes the animations feel dry or bland. Like here, I feel like a ragdoll is falling, not an alive character. Now I can't stress this enough. The animations of this game is absolutely gorgeous, but in some specific situations, it just jumps the shark. That's all. Starting the second chapter, the problems that won't let the game stand the test of time. First off, Jades. This system that I'm sure reminds most of you of Hollow Knight charms is nothing like its counterpart. Do you remember how every single charm in Hollow Knight would change the whole experience of the game? And combining them with each other would make different fun abilities. That's not the case for Jades. They're not as diverse as in Hollow Knight, and definitely not as effective. I feel like at some point they ran out of ideas, so they copied the Jade and added a yin and yang title to it just to fill up the empty space. And some of them are just dumb. Why would I want my charge strike to be completed when I'm doing a precise parry? That's so random. Like, why should it even matter? What effect does this have on anything? Here's an idea for SilkSong crests. When mid-air, if Hornet farts and her enemy is in the middle of No Nut November, we gain the ability to scratch our butt with the nail. That actually sounds painful if you think about it. Number 2. There are too much unnecessary and long dialogues. Before you think I'm a Gen Z with the attention span of a goldfish, I must let you know that I'm a bookworm and enjoy reading long and slow texts. The problem here is that some of the dialogues are just redundant. They won't lead to character development, won't push the narrative forward, or help in world building. And of course it's wrong to put big chunks of text in a video game. You shouldn't narrate the game's lore. You should use visual elements in world building to show it, to let us explore it. For instance, halfway through Hollow Knight, we realized that there were actually 4 Mantis Lords at first, and Infection misguided one of them. How did we find this out? By seeing this demolished throne and reaching Traitor Lord. This is how you should tell your audience what happened in the past, not with a big paragraph explaining everything in details. The last problem which makes the gameplay so dull and repetitive after a while is with the enemies. There's not a big variety of different types of enemies here. Some biomes don't even have their own exclusive enemies, and some of them are just copies of the other ones with different skins, like these two. Even after playing for 100 hours, Hollow Knight is still new to me and I take my time to defeat simple enemies. But I'm 30 hours into 9 Souls now, and whenever I see one of these swordsmen, I just walk past them. You can't find pleasure in defeating someone 10,000 times in a row, except if you're Dormammu and some dude keeps coming to bargain. In conclusion, I still believe 9 Souls is a great game. If that shocks you, then check out my other video about why I love this game. So as I was saying, I think it's worth it. But if you're too picky, or if you want to spend your money on a game that you can play for a long time, then 9 Souls might not be your cup of tea. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm finally leaving 9 Souls behind, so if you have a suggestion on what game should I talk about next, tell me in the comment section, especially if it's a platformer. Thank you, and as always,
be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.